Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakudash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation is unto the hopeful elect, presenting your body as a living sacrifice, and enduring with all long suffering and sound doctrine. This is the brother you call him out, coming back once again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Harakakadash, Lord willing to edify the lost sheep of Israel, which consists of the Negroes, the Latinos, and Native Americans. And this video is going to be a video based off of something I was meditating on in traffic, all right? And that is desiring the sincere milk, all right, which I have right here. This is the book of 1 Peter 2:2. It says, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. So the foundation that was laid when we first became enlightened of this truth, you know, the same milk scriptures, the foundation, you know, the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, the basics, you know, these things, it says that you may grow there hereby. You know, these are the things that's going to help us excel in the spirit, you know. But the point that I want to get to by mentioning this is because if you're a man that's considered a man of age in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you should know the milk scriptures. You should remember the milk scriptures, okay? As you know, because what they're saying in the world, you know, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, which is true according to the book of Matthew, the 25th chapter and the 29th verse. All right, which, matter of fact, I'll just grab it, you know, which the entire book of Matthew, the 25th chapter, is a very adamant book to get into concerning this topic. But I'm just going to get a point out of this because this is impromptu. I don't have a whole lot of precepts. So, hey, just going off the spirit, man. This is Matthew 25:29. It says, for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. You know, so the Most High, he's the one that can take that knowledge from you. You know, if you're not utilizing these scriptures, that's when you're supposed to utilize the scriptures, man. Desire the sincere milk. Let me get into this word desire. Okay. This word desire. Let me see if I can get some volume on here. All right.
Strong's G 1971. Epipatheo.
All right, and it says to long for, desire, to pursue with love, to long after, to lust, harbor forbidden desire. You know, the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai should be longed for, just how like we do with women, man. You know, and every man has been there, man. You know, you have a nice little chick that you've been chasing for years. You know what I'm saying? And what you do, you're consistent on trying to figure out new ways to keep her, not to keep her happy, but to obtain that woman. You know, in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, it says, they that seek me early shall find me. You know, we got to constantly be looking for ways to grow in this thing, man. And it's all about retaining too. You know, when you read, don't read just to read, but read to retain and to understand. You know, because if you're not reading to retain or to understand, then it's all for naught, man. That's why it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Because the times that we're in, we have to move with prudence. We have to have the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai instilled in us, man. That's what's going to keep us going. That's what's going to, Lord willing, get us salvation. You know, at the end of the day, as the Apostle Gabar said years ago, you know, you are your worst enemy. You know, the only thing that can keep you from achieving salvation is you. You know, that's the only thing, because you're your worst critic, you're your worst enemy. You know, you're the only person that can stop you. Now, just to clear that up, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the orchestrator of all things. He is in control of everything. When you go to sleep, as the scriptures say, it's like he instills instruction in you to carry it out the next day when you wake up. All right? So, but he also gives you an illusion of choice. You know, the Most High, he always provides a man a way to escape. And also, he will give a man over to his own ruin. He's a balanced power, man. You know, but you do have to put forth an effort. And this is I have a personal testimony, which I'm not going to get into, you know, but I fall into this category, you know, and this is not a good category to fall into as the man of the Lord, man. You know, but hey, the scriptures tell us this. This is the book of Baruch. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 28. It says, "For as it was your mind to go astray from the heavenly Father Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more." You know, and that's not always saying that you're committing wicked acts, which that was the initial that is the initial breakdown of that scripture. Because you go through the book of Baruch, the 4th chapter, it says how we went off worshiping idols. You know, once at a point in time, Yahweh Shem Yahushua was dealing with the whole nation of Israel heavy, man, until we start idol worshiping. So what does it say? It says, "For as it was your mind to go astray, seek him 10 times more." That's also when you're a part of this ministry, man. You know, when you're not being as consistent, when you're slacking, you know you could do more. It says what? Seek him 10 times more, man. You know, go harder in the scriptures, man. You have to be sincere. If you're not sincere, hey, how about Shemi Shai knows it, and he's gonna make it known within the congregation of Israel, i.e., by way of somebody asking you a question that you should know, you know, or maybe one of the Akim asks you a question that you should know, because we're at this time, at this day and age, we're supposed to already have this in us, man. It shouldn't be no when somebody asks us a question. We should already know it, man. But that comes with constantly reading, constantly studying, constantly seeking after knowledge, man. Because if you're not seeking after knowledge, you're gonna lose it. That's just how it works, man. All right. So, let's see. Oh yeah, Salakia. I was in the definition of desire, Salakia. It says to long for, desire, to pursue with love, to long after. All right, intensely crave possession. Okay, and it says lawfully or wrongfully, which you are supposed to seek the Lord lawfully. All right, you don't try to find the Lord in your own way. You know, that's not how the Lord works, man. If you try to seek the Lord in your own way, as it says in the book of John, the 10th chapter, there's only one way. You know, that's through Yahweh Shai. That's through the front door, man. You know, going through the streets. You know, dealing with truth, and not trying to find loopholes to get your own salvation, man. You see. So what does it say? It says, Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the Lord. Salaki. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endures forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. And that leaving it is what? Not taking heed to your foundation. Matter of fact, I'll get that. Because it's in the book of, I believe, Matthew, the 13th chapter. Matter of fact. Matthew. Let's see. Matthew 13. And I'm going to start from verse 18. It says, "Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside." So that's not having a solid foundation, not really understanding why you why you're reading the Bible, what your purpose is behind it. You know, and then you'll have somebody that comes in that's a full-blown non-believer that'll put a bug in your ear, and then guess what? You're out of there. You know what I'm saying? You never even got a chance to lay the foundation. Okay? It says, "But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it." You know, which when every brother came into this knowledge, or into this ministry, we were excited, man. We wanted the whole world to know. You know, we wanted our moms to know, our sisters to know, anybody that we were around. We was just spitting at them, straight raw truth, man. You know, it was exciting to find out who you are. Exciting to find out that this book is for you as an Israelite. All right. But it says this: Yet he have not root in himself, but dureth for a while. Why? Because that can happen to you if you're not desiring the sincere milk of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You'll start losing things bit by bit. And guess what? You know, for it to it's partially happened to me at a point in time. And that is very, it brings you down, man. You know, it puts you in a jacked up spirit, man. Makes you want to give up, man. You know why? Because you should already know these things, you know. But that's what you also got to take care of yourself. Like I mentioned, you got to constantly be in the scriptures. You know, you got to give yourself brain food. You know, eating certain berries, eating certain nuts, eating certain vegetables, fruits. You know, there's certain you have to do that in order to, because you're not gonna retain if you just eating any type of thing. Your mind is all fucked up from GMOs, Monsanto, all these different things that's in the foods. You know, if you just eating anything, you're not gonna remember shit, man. You see? But it says this. Getting back to the point, it says, yet he had not root in himself. His foundation is not laid solid, man. You know, hey, you have to do this in sincerity. This is the book of Sirach. Let me see if I can find it. Sirach. It says, if I just quote it because I don't see. Nope, hey, this is Sirach 5:11. It says, be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. So let your life be sincere, man. You know, Yahweh Shema Shai ain't dealing with no phonies. He ain't dealing with nobody that's double-tongued, man. He ain't dealing with nobody that's double-minded. Somebody who's not sure what they want to do. All right? So you got that foundation that's laid. You got to remember that, as it says in the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter and the 14th verse. It says, these scriptures just coming through my mind, man. So Salaki, I'm all over the place trying to make this point. This is 2 Timothy 3:14. But continue down the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. So you also have to remember who taught you the things that you know. You see, because it says that have been assured of. That means when you were taught this by a specific individual, you know, you actually looked into it yourself. As it says in the book of Proverbs, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh wise unto his going. So that's why it says, remember, continuing the things which thou hast learned. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, and verse 1. It says, wherefore, holy brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, Yahushua HaMashiach, who is faithful to him that appointed him, as also Moses was faithful in his house. So I don't think that's the one I wanted. Yeah, that's not the one I wanted. Yeah, Salakia. So that's not the one I wanted. Oh no, I read the wrong scripture. That's 3 and 1. This is Hebrews 2 and 1. Salakia for that. It says, therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, least at any time we should let them slip. And it'll slip if you're not working on yourself, if you're not constantly going back into the books of the laws, if you're not going back into these books that had the history in it. You know, the Kings, the Chronicles, the Samuel, the Esther, the Ezra, the Maccabees, the Ezras. All right, all these different books that we were reading when we first came into this ministry. Because you can lose it, man. You can let that slip if you're not giving heed to it, if you're not longing, if you're not, what it says, you're not longing for the milk, man. If you're not desiring the sincere milk. You see? It says, for if the word spoken by angels was steadfast, and every transgression and disobedience received a just recompense of reward, how shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation, which at the first began to be spoken by the Lord, and was confirmed unto him was confirmed unto us by them that heard him. You see? So these things the Most High gave unto us. He didn't give it unto us just so we can read it once and then move on. No, so we can constantly beat these scriptures into our head, retain these scriptures, use these scriptures lawfully. You see? Back in Matthew 25 to finish this scripture, it says 25 and not 25, 13. So like here, Matthew 13 and 21. It says, yet he dureth yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For in tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. Now that's talking about men who are, you're pretty much ashamed of the gospel, man. Don't be ashamed of the gospel, man. Somebody come, like, just how they try to create a smear campaign on the Hebrew Israelites, man, with all these anti-Semitic attacks. You know, and you have certain people that'll fall away because of that, because they don't want to be a part of that. You know, I forget exactly where, but you know, like there was a riot, or the people were pretty much killing the police, and guess what the police start doing? Instead of maintaining their duty as a officer of the law, they start taking off their uniforms, badges, and throwing them shits away, man. You know, so don't throw away your badge of truth because somebody's, and people come up with fucking lies against us every day, man. Slander, you see. So we got to endure in this thing. But the point is, man, desire the sincere milk that you may grow thereby. Retain it, man. Because Yahweh Shem Shai is he's about to wreak havoc on this place by way of judgment. You see the prophecies coming to pass. And if you can't remember the simple milk scriptures, hey, the Most High will take them from you. The Most High will take them from you. He'll give it to somebody who's actually going to appreciate it. All right? Hey, so with that being said, I'm going to say shalom.